So that is good, good, good. It will go up uncrewed, so boom, boom. Nobody's gonna go in it. Alright, what is our mass here? Can I just slap something underneath? We're looking at 4.662 tons. So if I go into my sub-assemblies, I haven't built anything in this game in a long time. 4.62 tons. So, I should find a booster here that's already... This isn't that big. I'll have to put a fairing around it. Is this staging making some sense? Well, the whole rocket doesn't make sense. I think I'm going to take that off. Let's arrange these by mass. 4.6. See, I think this is already too big. Well, maybe not. Okay, actually this might work really nicely. Just with some slight modifications, this might work really well. Oh, I don't know why the skipper engine's being down there. That isn't concerning at all. No, not at all. But it's got a good launch throw. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Come back. But yeah, lots of delta V. Let's put a. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a fairing up here at the top. We'll do an upside down fairing on the top. I got it. That should work nice, I think. Just like that, and then just close that around everything. Don't be like that. It's already probably a bit too big, but that's okay. I saw it close. Oh, I saw it. Come on. There. So we'll do the fairing like that. Here, let's 4 parts. The ejection force, clamshell deploy, and then I should have a nice nose cone. I must have a 3.5 meter nose cone somewhere. Right? That's teeny. Oh, these are all arranged by mass, that's why. Do I really not have... Oh, there we go. Sure. It's dumpy. I like it. It's dumpy. Okay, let's see. Fairing. Let's take the fairing out of the staging altogether and put that into an action group. We'll test launch this for sure. And then what I also need is to deploy here. On 5.2, we will disconnect this nose cone. And I think I also need just a small Sepratron to blow this nose cone away. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, let's put that into, while it's still readily available, put that into the action group as well. Toggle the engine. And if it's a little off center, I don't care, because nose cone kind of wants to. And since the theme of the rocket is already orange, can we go all orange? Very orange. Okay. It's a little bit tight for fuel. I'm noticing that, but a lot of thrust. So what I might just do is stick in one extra little fuel can under here. I don't think it needs much. Thank you. Of course, that lost the whole fairing, which sheds a lot of weight. So I got to build the fairing again. It's still not. Did that add anything? Didn't feel like I added anything with that. Let's try the this one then. That's the way it's going to be. Wow, that did not add much. Okay, let's try adding on that fella. There we go. Just want to make sure I'm good. And atmosphere, do I have enough thrust, please? Oh yes, we got enough thrust. Okay. Alright, I'm going to give this a test. We'll see what happens. So, let's see. Go through the rest of this. Fairing deploy has been taken care of. Staging and smart parts. I can see a smart part there. Staging is definitely not right. That little Sepratron needs to just be out of the picture completely. I can't remove that from the staging. That'd be great. No. And then that. Okay. Why are there... I'm a little confused with why there's... I don't know. It's counting the Sepratron or something, I think. Okay, let's save. And let's do a simulated launch. Okay. So, again, this is simulation mode. No Kerbals aboard. Nope. So, run launch. Probably on game day, I'll likely go into a 90-kilometer orbit. So, let's put it up to that right now. And we're off. Shielding is only for non-lead Kerbals. I don't think it's, you know, they won't be spending much time in this capsule, right? Like, they're gonna have a mother... I'll shield the whole mothership thing. I don't think this needs to be shielded. I think it's gonna be fine. Like, they're gonna be in this thing for a matter of hours. If that turns out to be a mistake, well, then it turned out to be a mistake. What is this mod? Right now, this is the KRASH simulator. I have the wireframe mode turned on, which very clearly differentiates between being in simulation mode and being in non-simulation mode. And this is just to keep me honest. So once I go into non-simulation mode, once I do it like without doing it in simulation, if something goes wrong, I don't revert unless it's a Kraken-y type of a thing. That's sort of been my rule. So I like to use this to keep me honest, and then and it costs me a bit of money too. As you can see here, a little money clock here ticking up. Yeah, the mothership will have all the shielding on it. Oh, I did not know that, Michael. Michael says that the shielding is averaged. So I thought it was dependent upon what compartment they were in. So it averages the shielding over the entire vessel. So having this not being shielded lowers the shielding overall. Okay, that is a good thing to keep in mind. Maybe I'll put some shielding on here after this, but let's see how this all goes. So far so good though. Oh, I don't have any of my Kerbal engineer data going. Let's put that stuff on. There we are. So again, my KOS landing script is handling the ascent. I have a feeling for the mothership. I don't think. I'm in the mood to build something sort of skeletal. So I think it's going to be something. And just waiting. There we go. Oh, that did not take off with a lot of energy, did it? But it's missing us, so that's okay. So I got a feeling it's going to be a very awkward shape for the mothership, and I got a feeling my KOS script isn't going to handle it. So what I think I'll probably end up doing is overbuilding some sort of booster and just muscling it into orbit. If you saw the thumbnail for this stream, you kind of have an idea of what kind of thing I'm thinking about. Alright, so we've hit 90 kilometers for our apoapsis. Usually at this point, that's, you know, all the, any potential problems have been dealt with. Let's see what it does when it gets into space. So it should be deploying and opening and all of that. There we go. Nicey nice. Okay, so 73.1 meters per second left. There's still 603 left in the launch vehicle. So clearly this is fine. Okay, so we're going to end the simulation. I think we got something that's going to work for us. Let's see. What was I going to... Oh yeah, shielding. Let's up the shielding then. If it really does bring down across the whole vehicle, that's fine. Now let's see, what does this do for the Delta V? Just hang on a second. Why is... Oh, because the fairing's being included in the Delta... Okay, just give me a second. I'm going to save this. I don't like some of these Delta V numbers I'm seeing, but I think it's only because the fairing... Yeah, see, there it is. It's fine. So let's up the shielding. The fairing was included in the calculation up there. So if I up the shielding... Whoa, that takes off a lot. Woo! Shielding ain't trivial. Okay, I'm going to go to... I'm not going to do all the shielding. We'll partially shield it, about a third of it. Okay. Let's put this back together. Is this going to build the fairing? Okay, let's instead then open up. Don't save that. Open up my Icelander. Oh, I got too many things. Okay. So I'm just going to put up the shielding to about a third. Just to have some shielding in it, but it adds a lot of weight, which I suppose is understandable. Alright. Of course, that might add... Yes, I gotta up the TWR here too then. This is a heavier thing to lift. Okay, shoot, you know what? I'm just gonna go with no shielding. I don't like the effect it's all having. It's too many things being affected by that. And it already just worked, and I don't want to test it again, so we're going to go shieldless. We'll see what happens. Kerbals come back a little more green. That's okay. I think it'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to save the Icelander. Now what I want to do, so we're going to throw this away. I want to build the mothership around this thing. This away. And now I want to build something around this. Now what I want to do before I do that is I want to put this into a subassembly, this whole lander. So I'm going to take that off. And I want to attach by the docking port, so that's why I put that docking port there. But that is now my Icelander. Okay, save. Okay, now I'm really being a doofus. Okay. Let's put that docking port back. This is going to be upside down. This is going to be attached to here. Okay. So this is going to be... I guess I'm just going to call it Ike 1. The lander's on there temporarily. So the idea with this is the lander's going to dock at the back. I don't know why. I just thought I've never done that. I thought it might look cool. So I'm going to dock the lander at the back, which means the engines are going to come around on kind of a scaffolding type of setup around it. And then ahead of it is going to be all of our habitation section. Now, this is going to be a nuclear nerve type of thing. So this part should be really... there they are, the Mark 1. I'm going to put a Mark 1 can, and maybe another Mark 1 can. Yeah. And then I want to put on my new things I've unlocked. So I got the gravity ring. So this is it. So this provides, let's just look at the gravity ring real well here. I can look at it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Kerbals can live in there. It takes a bunch of nitrogen to inflate, but when it inflates, where can I turn it on? I know it's here somewhere. Part. Enable. There it is. It looks like that when it inflates. It takes like 40 days for it to inflate. It takes a lot of nitrogen, which I'll put on in a sec. I did work all that kind of stuff out. And then it spins to give them some gravity. I don't know how much gravity it gives them. It doesn't really say. I could work it out if you just measured this distance and the rate of rotation. It's not a complicated formula to work out, but that's going to go on it. And the other thing that's going to go on it is, if I go, I think it's still under utility. Is that greenhouse? Where did that go? Oh, there it is, the greenhouse. And this is another nice big part. So you can see this thing's already getting big. And if we enable this guy, look at those doors, and yeah, they can grow food in there. But obviously it consumes a bunch of resources, so we'll figure that out in just a little bit. But clearly this thing's going to get a little bit on the big side. So we'll work that out. So we're going to have to add on resources for growing crops. We're going to also need to keep the Kerbals alive for 2.5 years. All that's coming. So anyway, oh, I meant to turn that off. Oh, it's over there. Behind here, it's hiding. Bop. There we go. Oh, now, actually, before I even get any further into this... I don't know if this... Okay, put it up to high standard for that. We do have a TV. The habitat enabling will just do that, but I don't see a way to configure this. Can you configure this? So I might put on a hitchhiker can too. We might have room for a lot of Kerbals when this is all said and done. I think so. I'm noticing the greenhouse doesn't have shield. Oh, that's shielding there. Okay, let's shield that up. Shield this one. Oh, this one doesn't have shielding. Isn't that interesting? Oh, okay. And I think what I'm going to also put on here is a hitchhiker. And the reason for the this is going to hold a lot of Kerbals. We'll put a whole pile of people on this thing. Well, no, we won't put a whole pile. We'll put up the shielding on that. But this you can configure. Crude experiments. We can give them some stuff to do on their way there. So the flight experiment, you always... Okay, let's go through this one at a time. Takes 14 days to do. Clearly they'll have plenty of time to do it. Can do it space low, space high. Requires a minimum crew of 2 and just buildings at various levels. So that's easy. We have the float experiment. That requires 4 crew and then 25 cubic meters per crew. Am I going to meet that? What is my... If I inflate this... No, it's not going to meet that. So, and I'm not going to put on... I got an... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I do want to put on one more part. Sorry, I'm lying. I want to put on the cupola module. Where is that one hiding? I must have unlocked it by now. Tell me I've unlocked it by now. Maybe I... Oh, there it is. I'll put that on too. That does put me over the 100 cubic meters. So if I put just a crew of 4 in here, they can perform the float experiment on their way there. Ooh, I think I'm going to do that. I think I will do that. Okay. Happy with that. Shielding's up. Crew report's already running somewhere else. Oh, that makes sense. I think there's a crew report down in here. That's right. That's okay. You know, yeah, actually keep that one running. Crew report, crew report, crew report. Okay. And cupola module will up the shield. This is going to be a big fella. There's no doubt about it. And shielding. All I'm doing is putting up the shielding and upping the quality of the various components before I just forget to do that. And What's configure the pod here do? Oh, scrubber. Yeah. We'll deal with that later. Got high life support quality. Does this one have high? This one's really not part of it. Pressure control should be on. And then finally this one, which I've already put the high. Okay, so essentially this is my craft without any engines or resources or anything. That is kind of what we're looking at. But obviously it needs a lot more. So what I'm thinking, let's disable this habitat, because this is the way it's going to fly up without the lander on the bottom too. I was thinking, if I grabbed, I'm going to think propulsion first and then work into managing all the resources. And hopefully I won't forget anything. I'm going to go with three-way symmetry here. This might end up being overkill. And then I'm going to go with some nosy cones. And then I'm hoping this will look okay. I'm usually not someone who does a lot of part clipping, but I'm thinking to do what I want to do, I think I need to do some part clipping. So I'm going to rope so that these will come outwards, right? That's kind of the idea. And then maybe some more fuel cans. I have a plan. But I want to come out far enough to sort of come around this, right? That's the idea. And then let's get into some structural bits. Like so. That looks funny. There it is. And it was just rotated funny. And then this structural bit. And another structural bit. And we'll try and make it look good. I'm not going to just live with, but this is kind of the idea. And then 3 of the nerve engines on the bottom. And then we'll grab this. No, actually, I think right here. And rotate that so that the nerves are pointing downwards. Maybe go up a little bit too, so. And there might be some further tweaking to make, but that's the general idea. So what does this do for me here? If I take a look at this, this gives me, let's disable the cross feed through there. So I make sure I'm not including any of the resources in that. But right now that's 3,264 meters per second of delta V, a thrust to weight of half of a kilonewton, which, or that's not a kilonewton. There's no units to that, just half, 0.5. And I think, now what is the budget that I worked? I worked out a budget and I wrote it down and everything. This guy should have a delta, I'm working out a budget of about 3,330 meters per second, so it needs a little more, but not a lot more. So I don't know, does that look, and you can do things like, there's an extra texture on that, so I don't think that looks all completely terrible. So it's a little on the low side, so we might need to jack this up a little bit, but generally this is what I'm looking at. Okay, so now what I need to do is sort of clean up this hole, because this is looking funny. There's got to be some structural connection here, maybe here. Let's actually change the root part to the top. Yeah, you like it? So let's see, the thing is, it's going to take some brute force to get this thing into orbit, is really the only thing I'm kind of looking at. So I'm looking at the transition there. Might be an opportunity as well to sneak in some more fuel. So I'm looking for a transition fuel can thing. That's too small. Oh, don't make me use I think I'm going to need to use... Okay, so I might not be able to get a fuel can in there. Maybe just use this guy. Just do that. That should be okay. There we go. No extra fuel there. We're going to have to find some more spots to stick fuel, but one thing at a time. Then this here looks a little funny, I think. This little transition there. Now this is this a 2.5 meter part on the top? It is. Okay. Oh, that might work just like that. That's okay. Okay, that deals with the transitions okay. I'm definitely going to need to add on more fuel. Let's start thinking about... It's definitely needs more fuel. What's this engine? Oh, that's that. Why are you there? Don't be there. Do that. There we go. Okay. This one says 30. If I put this on vac, I'm just noticing. I want to make sure these two 36. Okay, they agree. Agree makes me feel good. Okay. It's definitely going to need at least another few hundred meters per second to delta, and I haven't even started putting on stuff yet. Okay, so let's start going through resources. So I worked out, and this was just with trial and error, that I need 66,000 units of nitrogen to inflate this ring. So actually what I think might work really well then is just, because I want more fuel too, is another one of these. It's getting a little longer. And sorry, I'm thinking at the same time, which is always a little bit spooky. Let me just go into this. I'm just looking at this transition and seeing if I can not sneak in some more fuel here. If I go to the 2.5 meter sizes, what do I have for transition type tanks? There's okay. Well, I do have this. Okay, wait. This can be a lot of fuel right here. Right here. Oops. There. But it gets better. If I get the tank configurator, I got a mod here called Tank Configurator. Right now it's liquid fuel and oxidizer, but I can set this to be nothing but liquid fuel. That's it. I don't want anything else. So this should max that out, fill it. That's it. That added on a lot more fuel. I don't think it even looks that terrible. Okay, nitrogen tanks. So that's what I got started with, and I like that trend. So that's just liquid fuel. I love that tank configurator. That's a great thing. So there's 800 units of liquid fuel in that guy. Okay, pressure tanks. So I now have a big pressure tank. Let's go to one of them, and let's switch this to nitrogen, and that is... Oh, 56. Okay, that's not bad. I don't need as much as... Okay, I don't need that really big one. Let's go to the smaller one. Again, I need about 66,000 units of nitrogen to pressurize the gravity ring. So if I turn that now to nitrogen, that's 7,200. So again, I'm getting out my calculator. I hope people don't mind. Divided by 7,200. And that is 10. 10 of these. So you know what we'll do? Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use the silly trick. I'm gonna do 2 5-way symmetries. And this is fresh in my mind because I actually just did this in the tutorial that's going to be coming up on Monday. So I'm going to put this on 6-way symmetry. This is, if you have not seen this, this is such a great trick. So I'm going to get 5-way symmetry out of those. So put this on 6-way symmetry. Grab that, take one of those, remove it from the symmetry. So now that's 5. Now I'm going to take these guys, stick it on there. So now there's 5 of those. But now when I bring that up to here, there's 5 of these pressure tanks. And if I want to get 5 more, I can do that and go up to here. I think I need to do that. There we go. 10-way symmetry. Instant 10-way symmetry. I'm super happy with that. So 10-way symmetry at 72. That's 72,000. That is enough. That's the nitrogen for filling that up. I'm just looking to see think they look fine. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay. Okay. So now I got to think about. That's good. I'm completely in resource mode right now. So food. Let's go one thing at a time. There's going to be. I think I can only get away with 4 Kerbals, to be honest. And the reason being, well, I'm just going to slap in 4 Kerbals just to deal with the life support. These are going to be very roomy Kerbals. But the reason being is to do the float experiment, the Kerbals require 25 cubic meters per Kerbal and 4 Kerbals. And I'm worried if I put in more than 4 Kerbals, it's still 25 cubic meters per Kerbal for volume, a habitable volume, and then suddenly it might say, oh, you don't have 25 cubic meters per Kerbal. I don't know, so I'd rather not risk it. So we're only going to put on 4 Kerbals. 4 Kerbals are going to make this journey. That's it. It won't necessarily be these 4 Kerbals. It actually maybe will be those 4 Kerbals. I don't know, but we'll see. So I need 2 years and 291 days of food. And right now I have 3 days and 5 hours of food. So we clearly are going to need more food. So I do have I should have, now there's some big cans. Like if I scroll down here, there we go. Like this is a 2.5 meter resource can. If I switch that to just food, I like to do each of these. That's 3 years worth of food right there. So that's too much. More than 3 years. So let's go to the smaller 1.25 meter size. Might need a couple of these. Put that on just food. And that now, oh, I should factor into as well. Oh. You know what? I should think about the greenhouse first. Greenhouse first. Because the greenhouse will make food. So let's get the greenhouse set up with what it needs, and then we'll look at everything. And then we'll fill up. We'll patch around that. I think that makes sense. So if I go to the greenhouse, whoops, there we go. It requires ammonia, water, carbon dioxide, and electricity. Oh, the pressure control. Okay, wait a minute. That's it. I think all of these resources will be handled just by processes. Let's get one of those ESL. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Configure this. See, I'm going to want the ammonia. I'm going to want the carbon dioxide. Let's configure this. So this is a life support module. We got scrubbers, we got pressure controls, we got water recyclers, which takes water. Oh, this makes ammonia, takes wastewater and makes ammonia, so that's the kind of thing I'm looking at. A waste processor, which takes waste and electric charge and makes ammonia. I really like the sound of that. And a monoprop fuel, and an air pump doesn't matter. So if I change this to a waste processor and a water recycler and leave maybe pressure, oh, maybe an extra scrubber is not a bad idea too. There. Let's configure the rest of this life support while I'm thinking. I'm doing all the life support configuring. This has a scrubber, pressure control, water recycler. Oh, I want to dump nothing. That's cool. Do not dump anything. Same with you. That is not dumping anything. Okay. So I just got to configure all the life support. Sorry, this takes a little bit. So I'm going to put scrubber, pressure control, water, and don't dump anything. That's on everything. This clearly doesn't have that option. Nope. But this probably should. Oh, it doesn't either. Interesting. I might need more. Well, we'll see. We'll see. And so what I need are containers. I have no idea how much, but containers to hold that carbon dioxide. Can I stick stuff on the side? No, I can't stick stuff on there. Okay. Might just go with one for now. So a carbon dioxide container. CO2. And an ammonia container. I'm just going to slide them in here. We may, you know what, I should put them somewhere else just to keep them straight. I might move them later. And an ammonia container. Because I have processes that make both of those. And now over at food, oh, the food duration's gone down. Why did food go down? See, this should be... I might end up messing this up. Oh, there's also electricity I got to think about too. Yes, I got... Okay, one step at a time.